Gold Coast-era Chelsea Mansion in Muttontown, the historic Garden City Hotel, Gold Coast and Grumman Studios in Bethpage. These were just a few of the potential film locations Nassau County was promoting in its second annual film-friendly location tour. Nassau County Executive Edward Mangano says the film industry is booming in Nassau County, and he hopes to build on its success.
So I'm very excited that we're hosting a second annual film tour here for the industry, for TV and movie production. We showcase all that we have here in Nassau County, including 2 studios with 9 sound stages where we do full-length production, from the Gold Coast to the sandy beaches on the South Shore, to the historic building that we stand in now, to the state-of-the-art Hotel Allegra, to our historic Hotel Garden City. We have a backdrop for every movie available. Again, the movie industry, we've been building on it, represented over $90 million in the Nassau County economy last year. We're going to continue to build on that. We have more production days now. We're the #1 filming county, more than Queens, Brooklyn, the Bronx combined. That's a statement right there. So it's working. We're creating jobs. We're bringing dollars into our county, and we're having fun at it. So it's a great industry, and we're happy to support it here in Nassau County. Film and TV production was something that I suggested would help revitalize the Grumman property. Many people said it'll never happen. Today it's home to not 1 but 2 full-length film and TV production companies with 9 sound stages. We filmed the movie Salt, the movie Man on the Ledge, the TV pilot Pan Am, and many commercials and music videos. So it's an industry that's beginning to thrive here, create employment, and put dollars back in our economy.
Actor and Nassau County resident Joe Ganascoli was also on hand to talk about the advantages of filming on Long Island.
Today I'm here because we're showing a lot of location managers in the film industry the great possibilities in Long Island, where to film, and the accommodations that are available, and you know, some very unique possibilities for scenes in movies or TV. Between mansions and historical sites and old sort of New York and old, founders of this country, there's some great locations.
Mangano then awarded Ganascoli the key to the county. After an official group photo, the location scouts and filmmakers boarded the bus for a 2-day county-wide tour that showcased Nassau County landmarks and possible film locations. One of the stops along the way was the historic Gold Coast-era mansion named Chelsea. It's one of the few surviving Gold Coast mansions that's open to the public and that allows filming. The Nassau County Film Office says these mansions are popular film locations.
Long Island is known for its Gold Coast. Of course, we have the suburban areas, and one of the hottest places is the correctional center and whatnot, but people, when they think of Long Island, a lot of times they do think of the mansions. I know that The Great Gatsby is actually shooting in Australia, but they're going to be coming here because there's some things you just can't duplicate, the exteriors of some of the mansions and whatnot. So we have a great number of those, not as many as we used to, sadly, but we still do have a number of incredible Gold Coast mansions, and it still does attract the film companies here. I mean, it's just a wonderful thing. Sometimes they're used as other things than what they originally were, but everybody's always looking for money to keep the estate looking wonderful and to keep the structures up and whatnot. So a lot have become film friendly over the years. The nice thing about Chelsea is it's county owned. So we do the permit through the Nassau County Film Office. Michael Buckowitz, who runs it, is really terrific. I mean, he keeps the place amazing. He's very film friendly because everybody, of course, needs money to keep it as nice looking as it is, and he does an amazing job with it. He allows filming on this floor, the main floor, and they also have incredible grounds outside. They have a topiary, they've got a wonderful pond, they have some gorgeous structures out there. They even have a moat, so that's kind of a unique location at which to film. He does a lot of wedding photos, a lot of brides magazines, also Royal Pains had shot here. There's so many things over the years. It's really a wonderful location.
A lot of our Nassau County residences that we have, these magnificent mansions, are perfect for different film shoots. For instance, our Sands Point location is a great English feel. You get an English castle, where Chelsea has a very French, European, countryside type of location, and it works beautifully for different we've done many shoots here. One of the shoot was a World War II French occupied France a short film that was absolutely wonderful. The house captured that whole feeling of it. Well, Royal Pains, we were the season finale of season 1. They shot with us the longest. They were here for 10 days straight. It was an incredible episode. It's called Wonderland. So many a lot of independent films have been shot here. You know, this is the second year Debbie and Mary have done this tour, and we've had repeat business from them. People have remembered the house and actually have come back during the daytime hours just to see the grounds and have fallen in love with the place.
Another highlight of the tour was Grumman Studios in Bethpage. The stages are made out of converted historic airplane hangars once used to build Grumman aircraft, and now the building has found a second life as movie studios.
I think it's very important to show what we have. You know, I mean, we have true sound stages that rival some of the stuff in Hollywood or New York City. So it's good for them to see, you know, that we are basically trying to accommodate the film industry, and you know, we could, you know, I think we could be a good competitor to New York, even maybe more so because we have the parking. You know, we have better rates. And you know, and getting permitting, it's easy here. They basically were asking about the height, about the soundproofing, whether or not you could hear noise from the outside, which absolutely not, you know. And they were asking about power. Power is a crucial factor in filming. You need to have enough electricity and amperage coming in, you know, in order to be able to shoot, you know, and have the proper lighting. Well, this stage was just been finished about a month ago, you know. I mean, this was a raw space that we just took, you know, and we did soundproofing and we did new lighting. We have gone green, you know, we are using high efficiency lighting in here. You know, we put catwalks, we put, you know, grid. We have a dimmer room here. We have all the production rooms here and, you know, shops.
The group then wrapped up their 2-day tour with a visit to nearby Gold Coast Studios, where the recently released film Man on a Ledge was shot.
This is our second year doing the tour, and we were happy to host it again. We think it's a great way to get people out to Long Island, especially to Gold Coast Studios, to see what we have to offer, and just to really get people more excited about filming here in Nassau County. Everybody was really excited about the space. They had a lot of questions. Were we in the tax credit zone? Which we are. You know, we are expanding into 4 more new stages. They had a lot of questions about our new space. And yeah, just really excited and happy to be here.
The group also got to see the newest stages of the studio, which have some impressive features.
The new studio, there's going to be 4 new stages. The big stage is 40,000 square feet with 50-foot ceilings, and there will be 2 underwater tanks to do filming yeah, in the water. So it's exciting. There's nothing else like that in New York, so it'll really make us stand out. You know, we're still fairly new. We opened up just a little over a year ago, so getting people to Gold Coast is still one of our main goals, and you know, getting as many people as we can to see our space is great, because the more people that see it, the more people will talk about it and get our name out there. So, you know, whether it's location scouts or independent filmmakers, anybody, we're, you know, just happy to have them here and to show them what we have to offer.
It went really well. I mean, the scouts were all exhausted, the managers, the filmmakers, but they've seen so many great sites. They're so really thankful. I mean, the icing on the cake was Grumman Studios and Gold Coast Studios with the new studio they just added. And they have a water tank and whatnot, so everybody's really excited about this. It was pretty terrific. They know that Nassau County is in it, you know, that they're in the game. We have everything they want. They've seen the office buildings, they've seen the atriums, they've seen the mansions, they've seen these huge studios that aren't going to be going away tomorrow. They're here and they're going to build on them. So they're pretty excited about coming out here, knowing that if they set up a stage, you know, something in a stage, and then they go somewhere else, they can go and shoot at the beach or go, and we have it all. So it makes sense to stay right here in Nassau all together. So it works really well, and they're very excited about it. Also, this tour shows that we want them here. You know, the county executive worked with the Industrial Development Agency to put this together to show them that we have all these things. We're going to take you, you know, we're going to get everything donated and wine and dine you, and you know, you'll get to see what we have and how serious we are. And when you make a personal connection, it really does work well, because they know, they feel really comfortable asking you just about anything. If you can do it, great, and usually we can. You know, we had Joe Ganascola from The Sopranos was with us, and you know, it gets attention. People get excited. People get autographs. You know, he's from the area. He grew up in the area. He loves the area. So for him to talk about it, you know, makes people feel, you know, really excited and whatnot. What surprised me last year is I knew that people would come back. I didn't think they would come back as quickly as they did. Because within that year we had, I believe, 4 or 5 different projects that I know of that came and used some of the locations that they saw. And there could be others that told other people who came, and I'm just not aware of that yet. So it's been highly successful.
Well, we put this together so that we could showcase Nassau County and the great locations that we have. We have so many diverse locations in Nassau County, from the South Shore to our parks and our golf courses and our museums and our mansions. I mean, we have so much here. We could have kept these people here for 5 days, and we really just had to put 2 really impactful days together for them based on everyone's schedule, and we just took them to as many different locations that we could think of that would give them a different array so they would understand that there was a lot of variety here. So I think it went terrific. I think the people were the filmmakers were extremely interested and spent the time very wisely. They were really working at each location and taking notes and taking their own photos and really asking a lot of good questions, and it was absolutely a success. Everybody that's on the tour is responsible in some way for picking locations for various shoots, and some do commercial shoots, some do TV, some do motion pictures. So there's an array of different types of projects. So that's why we put on the tour array of different facilities. So we had an office building on the tour, which you know, is great for commercial shots, but can also be used in a motion picture if the storyline calls for it, or a TV show. So the people that attended do have different responsibilities, but in some way they're all responsible for locations. We did the last one last December, and it was very successful. And from that tour, we had decided that we'd like to put together 2 tours a year because they were so successful, and we've seen filming come into the county from the people that attended that tour. So we know that it works, and when they can touch and feel and be at a facility, it's a lot more impactful than if they just look at a photo online or something. So we were hoping to put another one together during the course of the year, and particularly maybe in some nicer months where the facilities show themselves better, but people are very, very busy, and they just didn't have the time to, we couldn't get enough people to make it worth it, so we waited till December again. But I think the interest is really there now. We had 2 different groups that came through, and we had 20 people or about that number each time now, and the word is that it was well worth the time. So I think we can probably put together 2 for next year, which would be our goal, and obviously it brings business into the county, so that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, really helpful. Because it got me thinking about Nassau County. That was part of it, was that piecemeal thing I had, where I had worked here and worked there, but in terms of thinking about the whole of Nassau County, like how you can go out there and find more of it and use more of it. So it was good. The tour was really good. I like the variety. I have to say, personally, as a scout, you know, sometimes Nassau County, it's hard to get the big picture. You see it in little pockets, you know, there's like the Gold Coast and there's the beach and there's this and that, but putting it together and seeing the kind of all the other things that went with it, like these stages are a big deal. They're big and there's a lot of them. So I think that for jobs that come in big and need to build big, they'll be really good. I think that they have a huge amount of potential. Again, they're really good. If you have a job where you're building the standing sets, for building the big standing sets, and then for shorter term use, sometimes you come in and build something, but you need a lot of, you know, big lighting in a controlled environment or something like that. So it's great. And the 100-foot cyc, I love that. The biggest, that's the cyclorama white thing. Yeah, the 100-foot cyc that they had was great. The Garden City Hotel was a little bit of a surprise. I didn't know it was 7,000 acres or some incredible amount of land. And the guy that owns that seems to be extremely interested in doing business. So I asked, besides the hotel property itself was good, because I asked if they'll close a lobby down. It's hard to get hotels to close lobbies. They never do it.
even on Sunday. So that was good. So that was kind of an interesting thing to be able to explore.
I thought the tour was very helpful. I thought that it was very informative. The main thing is the awareness of what locations are out there and what are film friendly. Who's going to allow you to film? Who's going to allow you to shut down a business and film for a couple of days if that's the case. And so once you build that awareness and you could tell producers and directors, hey, this place is a great place to film, bring your crew out here and you'll have a successful shoot, then that's what the draw is. So the Allegria Hotel in Long Beach was actually a really excellent hotel for a scene if you need to do a Miami or a California hotel, which also comes up in a lot of scripts, which I've seen happen before, and it's very close to the city, so it's a very good hotel. It's got that modern look. It's right on the beach. It's very new. It's very posh. It's a beautiful hotel. This is my first time actually seeing the Grumman Studios, and I was very impressed by the size of them. I always heard how big they were, but I've never actually seen them. So the size of these actual spaces are very key to what productions are looking for. Gold Coast as well. I saw their new space with the air conditioning and everything like that. It's also very key to a successful studio. It's close to New York. New York is always in need of, is in dire needs of studio space. They always run out, and you always pay a premium when you're closer to Manhattan. So if there's a reason for people to come out here and film, especially because it's cheaper and they have more space, it's easier to park here, it's easier to get your crew here, then they will also be successful in the future. I could definitely get the word out myself, but it's easier if location managers come down and see for themselves, and they can, from their perspective, tell everybody else, especially the producers and directors that are looking for spaces like this, what they are and what they have to offer.
I think what we all came away with, myself, everyone else, is that Long Island has a lot to offer, specifically Nassau County. So I think Nassau County has a lot of potential for you as the filmmaker, as the artist. Whether you can afford it or not, it's good to know what your resources are. It helps your creativity. So you never know, one day you may have that grant, you may be able to find your investors, you may be able to make that film that you always wanted to make, and you'll be able to do it here locally on Long Island, specifically in Nassau County. So I say that is worthwhile, knowing what is around you, what is within your reach, what are the resources that are available to you. So it's a win-win for everybody. It is definitely an experience for you as a filmmaker, for you as a businessman, as an artist. You should really get to know your locations. So it's going to be invaluable. Something like this is invaluable for location managers as well as independent filmmakers.
Long Island has some of the best locations, especially as far as suburbs kind of housing, cribs. So I decided to go into it because of that. Gold Coast is definitely a great studio. It has, definitely has separate things that I haven't seen in the Brooklyn ones. I definitely thought it was worth it because I got a valuable experience meeting with a bunch of locations, managers and assistants, and we get to network, and also I be able to ask them for locations. So it's definitely valuable.
I'm a scout and manager since 15 years, and though I have seen a lot of Nassau County, I'm really grateful that I could go on this tour, because especially the properties that have been built within the last 5 years, it's really great to see them. And I have seen, especially today, to be in the hotel and to see the stages. It is really helpful that the Nassau Film Commission is offering that. This is very special, and I will bring clients to the places that I have seen rather than to places where I only get photographs from. So it had a big effect on me, and it brings me more to Nassau County, especially the amazing to meet the police officers and to see their enthusiasm about filming and their understanding about filming. I haven't really encountered that like that. I mean, there's the police in New York, the TCD, and there are some of the officers are very, very helpful. But I like the spirit here in Nassau County. It's there's a genuine enthusiasm that's just, I really appreciate.
For more information about the Nassau County Film Office and their film-friendly tour, you can check out the website nassaucountynewyork.gov/agencies/film.com. Chris Collora reporting.